Hey guys, Jeffrey from Headstrong Training Systems here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the deadlift, in particular the impact of foot pressure and the direction of force application through our feet and the impacts that can have on the execution of our deadlift movement. Now, what I mean by that is basically when we're going to start to press the floor away from our starting position, we have a whole foot. We have a very large foot, and what that means is that force application of how we press through our feet, and how we're going to look at how that can impact how the deadlift will move. So when we're looking at the foot from a side-on view, there's a lot of areas which we can apply force. We're going to apply force at the top through the toes. We can apply force and bias into the heels. So let's first break down what happens when we go to apply force through the toes. So if I'm in my lovely bottom position here, and I've got my grip on the bar, and then I think about pushing force through the toes. I'm really trying to dig through the toes to break the floor. You'll see that what happens when I break the floor. You'll see that my feet actually comes off the ground. This is obviously an exaggerated sense, but usually what happens is because you're trying to push force forwards, what happens is the torso will fall forward, the hips will rise up, and that center of mass, the center of mass that you created, will likely shift in front of the bar, which makes it a very inefficient position to pull from, and you'll probably lose your position. You might even have to take a step forward just to catch yourself from falling, and so that's some of the reasons why biasing pressure through the toes is very inefficient. On the other hand, if we look to examine the heels, what happens when we have set up into our lovely bottom position, we go to pull and we bias force into the heels. You'll see that the opposite will occur. My toes might lift off the ground, my body will shift back, my center of mass moves back as well, and likely what happens is the bar will shift back with you as well, and see I'm breaking and they'll shift back. And so that's obviously another very exaggerated sense, but the main gist of it is if we're biasing too much of our pressure through our feet, either towards the toes or towards the back, or even laterally as well, like too much to the left and right sides, that can create inefficiencies, and that creates leakages, and it helps. It causes a loss of stability during the movement, and it also puts up a center of mass, and center of mass is everything. If you don't have your center of mass, you're going to lose your positioning, you're going to lose your balance, and you probably won't be able to execute the lift. So what we want to be doing is we want to be applying pressure through the middle of our feet. We want to be pushing equally in all areas. So from front to back and from left to right side, we want to be pushing exactly through the middle, because when we're pushing through the middle, you can see that my center of mass is maintained, and I can push without shifting to one side, shifting forward, shifting backwards, and having to correct myself. If I'm focusing purely through that midfoot, then I'm traveling in a completely vertical line. And so we always, when we're looking to execute a movement, we always want to be traveling the path of least resistance. So from point A directly to point B. We don't want to break, shift forward, have to correct back, then go back up. We're just going to go straight up, straight down. So that's all from me today, guys. Hopefully that was helpful for you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.